Are you really going to let society decide what you should be doing with your body? It's your body, girl, okay? It's yours. It's yours to cherish. It's yours to protect.
Welcome, I'm your host, and you're listening to Elevate with Noe, your new favorite and go-to podcast. It's about time you tuned in. Come on this journey with me, and let's get it.
Hi, ladies. How you doing? It's been a while. I feel like I haven't recorded an episode in like weeks now because I prefer to record in batch so that it's easier for me to manage the show. And right now I'm running out of episodes. So I'm like, ooh, I actually have to start recording. And I'm actually thinking, for how long do I want to keep up with season 1? I'm wondering, should I stop after episode 25 and then open up with season number 2? I'm still brainstorming on it because I would like to give myself a break to create a bunch of episodes with guests and trying to get a studio so I can welcome my guests and bring you guys quality content. So I'm excited for that, but it's still in the making. I'm still trying to figure out myself how I want to handle it, if I want to keep on going with season 1 or if I want to stop at episode 25 and then take some weeks off without posting any episode to just create new episodes for season 2. I think that could actually be smart and less stressful for me as well, because when you're running a show by yourself, it's challenging. You're handling everything, like you're wearing multiple hats. So and I hope you guys are doing well. And if you're watching on YouTube, have you noticed my new mic? The new setup, like I have my arm extension. I'm definitely going to put where I got it from, all the links in my bio, whether you're listening on Spotify, Apple, or on YouTube. And I want to give a special shout out to the person who offered me this kit, the new mic and the arm extension, so my mic can be closer to my face. And you're amazing. Like, seriously, thank you so much. And you know who you are. I'm keeping it anonymous, but I'm sending you virtual kisses and a big hug too. So without further ado, guys, today's topic is going to be about dating versus hookup culture. I'm actually really excited to discuss this subject with you today because I think it's in our face. It's something that is bound to happen to you, especially if you love men, if you are interested in getting married or being in a relationship or just dating in general. It's always in your face. It's bound to happen. And I think there's so many nonsense that happens in the dating phase, things that now we're accepting, but it's actually not normal. And now it feels like everything is just around sex. Here's the reason why I wanted to bring the hookup culture as the subject with dating. So I got my notes right there, as usual, because you know me, if I don't write down what I want to talk about, I will end up forgetting the most important parts. And I don't want to forget these points because I think it's something that can be very valuable to you. And I think it's something that we need to shed lights on. It's something that we need to be open to discuss without judgment, but just with an open mind. All right, so I hope you're ready. Grab your tea, if not, or as you're listening, maybe drinking coffee or eating your meal or maybe exercising, because we need to keep our body fit, right? So let's get right into it. So what is dating? What is that? I think we grew up with different definition of what dating is. The definition that I got for myself as I was getting older is to be with someone who takes you out to do activities together, take you out on different outings, holding hands, getting to know each other. But now it feels like it changed over time. But to be honest, it doesn't mean because it changes through generations that it's the right thing. Because sometimes we do changes that are not for the better, that actually makes it worse. And I personally think that dating is just you getting to know somebody else while doing an activity. And often it's better when it's outside, because when it's outside, you're in a different environment. Well, when you're at home, you're in your comfort zone. It's your territory. You know everything. It's your rules. People get too comfortable. When you're outside, people have to be on their best behavior. The person you're going out with will always be in their best mood, best intention, trying to impress you. If you're into men, they're trying their best to be likable, for you to see them for who they are and for you to see that they're all that. You get what I mean? That's how I see dating. This is what dating means to me. And especially, it is a great opportunity for you to collect data. Think of dating like collecting data, meaning you are getting to know the person you're going out with, okay? And it's not Netflix and chill. It's not you going at the person's place, especially not during the first dates. It has to be outside again, because when you're outside, you're exposed to so many different factors, different things that are out of your control. You get to see the person in their true nature. Even though at the beginning it's a little bit harder to tell because people can keep up their mask on for so long, but at some point the mask's gonna come off. However, when you're in public, anything can happen. It could be you being at a restaurant and the waitress being rude, or waiting for over 30 minutes before someone come and ask you what you want to order. So how does the person behave? How does the person react to these type of situation? So just by you being in public, you're already getting to know a lot about the person that is in front of you. And I think it's such an important part to get to know the person before even thinking of getting in bed with them. So even if you're not looking for a committed relationship, okay, let's say you just want to have fun, or you just want to enjoy your youth, or just getting to know the person, just going out on date just for the fun of it, you should still get to know the person, because that person is being around you, meaning that they end up influencing you at some point. So why would you want to keep on going on a date with someone you don't even like, or someone that is not aligned with you, regardless if it's for short term or for the long term? So always keep that in mind. I'm not a dating or relationship coach or expert, okay? I will never claim myself as being a coach or an expert in dating relationship, okay? This is just a conversation I'm having with you. And I think it's still wise to share my thoughts, because by sharing your thoughts with another human being, it's going to change your perspective. And it's always up to you to try it out and to see if you see a difference or not, okay? Because don't forget, girl, I'm also learning along the way, but I have observed enough, and also through my own experience, to see the difference. And I can tell you for a fact, dating doesn't mean or doesn't equal you giving up your coochie or you having sex with the person. I'm coming to that part, okay? But what I wanted to finish off with, the definition of dating, it's collecting data, you getting to know the person in public, doing an activity. It could be going at a basketball game. It could be going at a fancy restaurant, a picnic, going to an art gallery, going to a music event, a festival, a concert. It can be anything, but go outside. And also a little disclaimer, and this is just my personal preferences and my perspective on the subject. I do not recommend anybody who's interested in dating someone to bring them to the movies. Why? And I think you're probably going to understand why I'm saying no to movies, especially during the first 2-3 dates. It's because you're still getting to know the person. How are you going to know the person if you guys are not talking? How are you going to do that? When you're watching a movie, it's silence. You're not speaking with the other person. You guys are just going to talk before, as you guys are getting your tickets, getting some popcorns, candies, and all that good stuff. And as you're heading to your seats, there's no more talking. So how are you going to collect data? You're not going to collect that much, or you're not going to end up knowing that much about the person. So this is why I will not recommend. But I do think that movie night could be a great date idea, but just not now, just not in the early stage. It could be later on, but not too early, okay? But again, I'm not telling you what to do, girl. You're a grown woman. You make your own decision, beautiful. But you've been warned, and try it for yourself and let me know what you think. Maybe for you, you had a great experience just going to the movies, or maybe you combine it with dining and going to the movies afterwards. I don't know, but me, I do not recommend it, and I personally don't do it myself. So it's up to you. Now, I don't know what happened in the past few years. How come dating went to something so beautiful and exciting to now going on a date, and right after it's expected for you to sleep together? How it went from this to that, which is completely the extreme in my opinion. Actually, I just don't understand why it is expected now for women to sleep with a guy after one date or after 2 dates. Like, why would you do that? So you think that it's worth giving up your coochie, giving up your sex to a guy who just took you on 2 dates? And some of you, unfortunately, accept guys who don't even pay on dates for y'all. So I don't understand how you would even think of giving up your body to someone who doesn't even see you worth it, of paying fully for the dates, taking care of your transport, taking care of the food, planning the day, giving you flowers, chocolate, all that good stuff, or writing you a beautiful letter, or giving you a gift or something of value that will matter to you. Why will people expect a woman to give up her body and just open her legs and having sex with a man after the first date? Okay, ladies, I need you to understand this. Just with your friends, okay? If we're putting dating on pause for a minute, just your friends, after months of being around them, you still getting to know them after years. And you think that a guy that you just met after 1 date, it's enough for you to be naked and to have sexual intercourse with him? Do you see how crazy that sounds? It's actually insane when you really put 2 situations right next to each other. Your friends, you don't know them like that, even after months of doing activities, going out with them. Before you end up sharing your secrets, being vulnerable, sharing personal things about your life to your friends, it takes time for you to do so. But with a man that you're going on a date with, you're willing to have sex with him after 1 day or 2, girl, raise up your standards, okay? Because it's not it. I'm telling you, it's not it. And you have to understand that your body is priceless. What it takes for a man to sleep with you is completely up to you, but I'm telling you, after 1 or 2 dates, it's really not it. You have to understand that sex, it's bigger than just a physical intercourse. There's an exchange, a mutual exchange that happens on a spiritual level. If the person you're sleeping with is a murderer or criminal, have bad characters, but he was just really good at being an actor and pretending that he's a great guy, you're going to grasp that at some point after the intercourse. You will. So this is why you really need to be very picky who comes closer to your body and who you're willing to have sex with. Even if you're not looking for a committed relationship, you should still be very careful about who you're sleeping with. Is the person aligned with you, has a great character, great values? It's important for you to know, especially if you think of being sexually active with that person. I don't want you to fall into the hookup culture of thinking that you have to give up your body or you have to give up your coochie to a man after a date or 2. No. And even if he's asking you for it or he's asking you to come back to your place or blah, blah, no, you just say no. Okay? No is a full word. And if it doesn't respect that, you move on to the next one. Okay? Because any man who truly care about you, they will respect your boundaries. If you're telling them no, they will not push over. They're going to wait. Because sometimes guys, even the greatest guys, they're also going to try to push your boundaries. Why? Because they're attracted to you. A man who wants to take you out on a date, he's sexually attracted to you. Okay? He is. So at this point, it's really up to you to manage the tempo. It's up to you to tell him at what tempo the dating phase is going. Are you willing to give it up right now, or do you want to keep waiting? And it's up to you. I have ex-friends of mine who made their boyfriend wait a year, okay, before giving up their coochie. A year. But now it seems like, oh my God, you waiting this long to have sex with the guy? It sounds like we are the crazy ones making a guy waiting this long. The length is completely up to you, girl, which is another element that I want to mention when it comes to hookup culture. Who imposed that rules? Who is imposing that rule to us? That is expecting for us to give up sex after a date or two. Are you really going to let society decide what you should be doing with your body? It's your body, girl, okay? It's yours. It's yours to cherish. It's yours to protect. And it's not society who's going to tell you what to do. And even if you're being influenced by it, don't. And even if the hookup culture is a thing, you don't have to partake in it. You don't have to partake in the nonsense. You don't have to partake in the BS. The hookup culture is not beneficial to you in any kind of way. You're losing yourself completely and you're putting yourself at risk a lot, okay? And you also have to understand dating does not equal sex. Dating is just a way for you to get to know somebody. You're collecting data on the person's personality, their behavior, their character, what they like, what they dislike, who they are, how they feel around you. It's what dating is. And of course, having fun. But having fun doesn't mean you having to remove your clothes, girl. It doesn't mean that you have to drop your panties, okay? It doesn't mean that you have to remove your dress. No, it doesn't mean you have to do any of that. It just means that you can enjoy the other person's presence, okay? Don't let society pressure you into doing things that your body is not ready for. You have to listen to your body. And also, I wanted to point out an element that is so important to me. Some of you, I don't know if you guys remember this movie, Act Like a Lady But Think Like a Man, or the shorter version of the movie, Think Like a Man, where we see Steve Harvey and we see these 5 ladies. I think there are 5 women in Think Like a Man. I don't remember, maybe 4 or 5 women who are dating different type of guys. Some of them who are mama's boy, other guys who are not accomplished, another guy who's a player, and the other one who is Mr. who doesn't want to get married, okay? If you have watched that movie, you remember that at some point, when it comes to Zeke and Maya, which is the player and the girl who actually wants a committed relationship, their scenario is quite interesting because you see how Maya, she's checking out and reading through the chapters of Steve Harvey, and there comes the 90-day rules, which is basically you not giving up the coochie or not giving sex to the guy you're dating until you have reached 90 days. But it's not just waiting 90 days to pass by. The guy has to show effort. You know, he needs to spend his time, money, resources, putting effort, taking you out on dates consistently. And eventually, if the 3 keywords come out, which is like icing or the cherry on top of the cake, you are now free to give up, okay? But the thing is, do you really have to wait 90 days or can you wait longer? The truth is, it's really up to you. Don't forget that this book has been written by a man. You're not obligated at all, even if the guy is crossing off all the boxes, he's doing it all, he's been consistent, he's been great. If you don't feel like giving up your coochie after 90 days, nothing is forcing you to. Nothing. You don't have to give it up early on. You don't have to give it up right after the 90-day rule. You can wait later. It's really up to you. And you have to understand that it's based on how much the man has invested in you, how much he's making you feel worthy. It's really about how well he's treating you and how much he has invested in you for you to feel like, he has earned that. I'm fully ready to give it up. It's really up to you. And for every woman, it's going to be different. It really also depends on your standards. So for some women, it might take 60 days. For others, it might take 90 days. For another, a year. For another one, it might take a ring. Basically, what I want to say is don't let these rules that are made in books or in movies be the holy grail or to be the ultimate rule for you to follow, okay? You're the one who's creating the rules for your own body, for your own life, okay? You don't let other movies, rules tell you what you need to be doing with your body. At the end of the day, you're the one who's going to make the choices. You're going to be the one making the calls. It's crazy. Sometimes us women, we see dating advice and we take it as this, I don't know how to say this. It's like we're taking these advice as being the advice we need to follow. But sometimes it's just not adapted to the person that you are, or maybe it's just not even something that you feel like doing. So why do you feel like you have to? Nobody's forcing you to do it. When women are reading these things, they automatically start thinking that, okay, so this is the rule that I need to follow. But what about following the rules of your own mind and body? How about following the rules of your own intuition, boundaries, and standards? This is you, girl. You're the one creating the rules. You're the best person to know what your body needs. You're the best person to know how much it will take for a man to have sex with you. You're the only one. For some women, it might take a ring. For other women, it's going to take a lot of money, gifts, dates for you to even think of getting in bed. So it really depends. It really depends. There's not one size fits all rule. Sometimes I feel we impose these rules on ourselves without checking with ourselves first. But the thing is, every woman has their own mindset, has their own goals, don't want the exact same things when it comes to dating or what they want from a man. So this is why the 90-day rules does not apply for everybody. You might give it up earlier, you might give it up later, or you might not give it up at all if the person just doesn't fit your criteria or doesn't meet your requirements. Or some of you might be getting married because yes, some of us wait for marriage and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And again, the hookup culture got you thinking that, oh, you have to give it up before getting the ring. No, you don't have to. If you value marriage, if you value being in a real committed relationship, whether it's your personal values or it's connected to religion, that's completely okay. So don't let the hookup culture brainwash you into doing something different that you're not ready for, okay? And yeah, the other thing also I want to say about dating is that you have to understand that when you're dating someone at the beginning, everyone is at their best behavior. You all see the good side of the person. You see the good side of the person. Very sweet, very caring, making you laugh, funny, all of that stuff. You always put yourself in the best light, always looking good at everything. But as time goes by, the flaws are gonna come off. You're gonna start seeing things that you didn't see at the beginning. So this is why it's so important, especially when you're dating men, you have to be very careful because men are great actors. I personally believe that everyone is a great actor. They just need to be casted for the right roles. I really believe that. But men and also women, they're good at playing a role or being someone that they're not. But they can put on a mask at the beginning of the first date. So if you give it up too quickly, you're playing yourself, literally, because you might end up finding out that this guy was a total jerk. But if you wait long enough, you will figure out, oh, this guy was actually a terrible man. Or this guy was actually a great man from the beginning. But it's only with time. You have to let time do its thing, okay? And around the middle phase of dating, that's when the mask start coming off. After 6-7 dates, you end up finding out the flaws of the person. You start seeing how they behave in certain situation. When you have a conversation, you are finding out a lot of information about the person who's in front of you. So this is why dating does not equal sex. It's really just you getting to know the other person, okay? I think I said it 3 times now, but you get my point. I'm really stressing this out for you to get this into your mind, okay? And when the dating phase is over, that's how you guys going to figure out, oh, do I want to have sex with the person or not? It doesn't have to end up with you having sex. You can just close that chapter and tell the person that you had a great time, but you don't see things getting further than that, and you move on. That's it. Or it can end up in an actual committed relationship, whether you end up getting married after the dating phase, or the person wants you to be his significant other, wants you to become his lover. So it depends, but that's what happens during the dating phase. However, one thing that I need to mention, the dating phase is one thing when you're meeting a stranger, it's new to you, you guys are getting to know each other. But let's say, for example, after a couple of months or after 5 dates or 6 dates or so, whatever the number is, you guys end up in a committed relationship. You have to understand, and I think a lot of couples mess up that part a lot. They stop dating each other. Even if you are in a committed relationship, why would you stop going out on a date with your lover? Why would you stop writing them letters, receiving flowers or getting gifts or chocolate? Going out on a date is not solely during the dating phase when you don't know the person and you're getting to know them. It's also while you are in a committed relationship, okay? You guys still need to go out to a restaurant, art gallery, going to a basketball game, going to an event, traveling together. You guys need to go out on dates. So this is one thing that I want to distinguish or differentiate between the dating phase and going out on a date. It doesn't stop when you are in a committed relationship. If your lover stopped going out on a date with you, you guys need to have a serious conversation, because this is the first thing that can kill the flame, can kill the excitement of the relationship. When you guys start going out to do activities together, when you guys just go about your day, just the boring, same routine, watching TV, and that's it. No, go out on dates, keep having fun. By dating each other, you guys are, again, getting to know more things about your soulmate, getting to know more things about your lover, your wife, your husband, getting to know more things. You're removing the layers even more of the person that you're in love with or that you have decided to love for the rest of your life. You have to keep considering going out on dates, okay? And this episode has been long, but I really liked it. I love that subject, and I'm definitely going to talk about it further. But it's a bit challenging, okay, to find great guests. Everyone's so busy, but trust me, you gotta stay tuned. I'm telling you, I'm so serious that I'm going to have guests, but it's just right now I feel like the timing is so off. Everyone's so busy. I already found a studio where I want to record, but now I need the guests, so it's still in the making. So please be patient with me and let me know what you think about the dating phase. If you're in a committed relationship, do you still go out on dates with your lover? Do you still receive flowers? Do you guys do some little cute stuff together? Let me know what you think also about the hookup culture. Do you think this is something that you became accustomed to now? Is it something that you're disgusted by? Do you prefer more the old school version of dating versus now? Tell me. I really want to know what you think about it. And if you like things about self-improvement, we talk about so many different topics. You need to follow the podcast on Spotify and Apple. If you're watching on YouTube, please subscribe, give it a thumbs up. It's helping the show gaining more visibility and for me to keep on going and putting time and effort to deliver valuable episodes to each one of you, okay? That's all I wanted to say for today's episode, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!
Like anything in life, everything comes to an end. Yeah, girl, this concludes today's episode. Again, thank you so much for listening, and remember, you got this. See you on the next one. Bye!